there, people. This is Doug from Two Rebels Off Grid, and I'm going to show you what the next plans are here on this homestead. So stick around and watch the whole thing. You won't be disappointed. So we're up here at the highest point of our property. Actually, no, maybe that knoll over there might be another 20 feet, 30 feet taller than this hill, but we didn't build on that hill. We want to leave that one pristine so that we can put some hiking trails through there and enjoy a nice peaceful walk through the natural desert, not the after us humans intervened desert. But up here is a round circle. One day this is going to be our community circle. We're going to build rock benches up here, stone benches, and a nice bonfire pit, but it's going to be sunken in with a nice grid on top to keep sparks down, so we don't have the fire department coming on up here. But you can see also some of these gabions back here. This is where we stop the gabions along this fence. But let me walk down this trail. A lot of you haven't seen up here unless you watch one of our really early videos when we were hanging that barbed wire back there. So what's going on this homestead? Seems like it's just been a ruckus. It's been crazy. Although we put in the opt-out permit, does not mean that we don't have responsibilities or deadlines to meet. I have to first say something. By the time this video gets put up, Carrie would have been back. She went off to see her mother to help her out. I've been doing a lot of work here by myself, but you'll see her again eventually. She'll be back, like I said, before this video gets put up. We're up here on the building platform. Like I said, the opt-out permit, you have to get your septic. Whatever the septic designer tells you to do, that's what you got to do, and you got to get it done that way, and you have until your permit runs out to get that done. So as you all know, we waited till, and not because we wanted to, it's because I broke my arm. We have a multitude of excuses, but they're all legit. It's not like I was too lazy or I was too tired. I just wanted to sit in my camper during the heat. No, we've been working. Even with my broken arm, I stacked a few stone walls and got those up during that. It was nice light work, but I got that stuff taken care of. But up here is the build site. This is platform at X. This is where the house will eventually be. Eventually, I'm going to do a design video and show you multitudes of what inspired me for designing the house. What I want to get to is we had that deadline for that septic. Over there was for Blackwater. Down there, way down there, that's for our toilet, our compost toilet. Those had to be done, and we had to have the inspector, the actual health inspector, had to come down and sign off on these, saying they're in good shape and you can continue to build on your house. Now, we could have been working on our house this whole time and then went and put in these septic installations and failed them. And then what are you going to do? Then you have a half-built house, and you would have to, we'd have to come up with $15,000 put in these systems otherwise. So we wanted to get this done first, get it out of the way, then work on the house. So let me get off of the platform or the soapbox. We got that septic done. We got it in. We were actually a week late on that permit, and they passed us anyways. So we got that go ahead. So then immediately after that, another deadline. Every 6 months on the owner opt-out permit, you have to submit photos of progress. Now, they're not going to just take anything as considered progress. You have to actually show that you've been working on your land and not squatting in your camper. because that's what they don't want you doing on this permit. They're giving you the permit so that you can live in your camper as long as you're working on your house. You stop working on your house, you're not allowed to have your camper parked on your property, which is kind of absurd to me, to think that they can tell you what to do on your own land. But welcome to America. Some countries are way worse than that. Some countries, they can come and up and take your property. I'm sure they can do it here too if they wanted to. But so next deadline, show progress. So I immediately went from doing the septic in the black water to getting my butt up here. As you know, this is going to be our greenhouse. We're starting at the lowest spot on our house and working our way up. So we decided to do the greenhouse. I put in these turrets. These are buttresses. There's 3 of them, very masculine. They're going to be probably 12 feet tall. That might be an underestimate. They got to go up quite high. But here's what I did is I started raising the wall up. I went up about 4 stone on this, and I put in these vents. You can see right in there, that's a vent. This is going to be so we have some kind of circulation at the lowest spot of the greenhouse. If it gets winter time and we have an out of control freezing wind coming through there, I'll just plug it with some of that fluffy insulation. It's not a big deal, but that's going to go through the wall, come out the other side, and in here, which is going to have a raised bed garden right here. And this is going to continue to go through the raised bed and come out into the walkway, which the walkway will be more or less here. Then it'll be stepped up. It'll come up another wall and another garden bed on the top of this wall. And that's where it'll walk into the kitchen. Hopefully, God willing. So what I've been working on, as you can see, I also added this inside wall here. The inside wall does not matter if it's faced. None of these rocks have been faced. I did not do one bit of work on these rocks whatever. I slapped some lime mortar in between them and stacked them because this is going to be pushed against with more backfill. That's going to be, this is basically to retain all these stones, which I am going to put concrete in here too. Maybe every foot I'll put a few inches of concrete going through the whole substrate. So if you notice all this side, this is all faced. This took work. I've been facing stone here. Facing stone. There's different ways that you can face stone. I might go into this in a different video, but so like a stone like this, you would assume that you'd want to lay this sideways to cover more area. But in actuality, this will be a through stone. This thing will actually set with its shortest side facing out. So the long side will go completely through this wall. And I'll do that, I'll stagger it once in a while just to give that so the two walls can come together. Various other stones. This is a lime mortar mix consisting of 1 bucket of lime that's been slaked for several weeks in water, and then add 3 buckets of sand. Mix properly with water, and there you have an ancient mortar that's been around longer than any scientist on this planet. Or any architect or any engineer that's alive today. This stuff's been around for millennial, thousands of years. So why try to reinvent the wheel, messing with concrete and all that? It is for the breathability, the lime is, but because this is a foundation wall, I'm not mortaring over this. And this is not going to be dependent upon, I don't need it to breathe. So I can put cement inside the wall to harden it, because Portland is very, it's got its good things. It's very strong, but it doesn't breathe at all. So you're not going to want to use concrete in your plaster work or anything like that. So that's a tease. So I got it done. I got it done just in time. So we submitted our photos yesterday and we got passed. So that's 2 things that I had deadlines coming up within the same month. And I actually had to take a day off from work to get this done because I was really getting worried that I wouldn't be able to put up anything at all. One thing I am going to do, and probably my next, when I get back to this, I'm going to build forms. Because just relying upon the string is, I can see some indifferences between the wall. It's not perfectly straight. So I'm going to build some frames, military sloped, and one will be on one end, one will be on the other. So any other straight walls I work on are going to be actually true and straight and plumb. Now, I'm not working on this anymore now. I've got 6 months before I need to submit more photos of this. So now I got to get back to another project. And you're like, what the heck? Yes, I'm bouncing around, but I have to according to the weather, because I'm using lime. I'm not using cement. I couldn't even tell you what the temperature varies when you're supposed to use concrete or not. But I know lime, it's between 40 and 70 degrees. Technically, I shouldn't have even been working on that wall, but I had to get progress photos submitted. You're like, what about the bathroom? Are you going to work on the bathroom? No, not yet. So I'm done with that until I get cooler temperatures. Once we get cooler, I need to watch out for the nighttime temperatures, that it doesn't get below 40. So until it gets cooler around here, I'm not gonna work on that anymore. This bag tamped earth, I can work in the dead of winter, freezing or whatever, and I can get that work done. So you can see what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna be working with the weather. So when it gets cooler, I'll work on lime. When it gets too cold to work with lime, I'll be working on this bathroom. We'll be stacking up this wall. So you're talking about another month, I think, that the temps are gonna start dipping. And so you're like, what are you gonna work on then? I've got a big project, guys. It's huge. I'm wondering if I should show you a snippet of it. It's gonna be a tease. Probably shouldn't show you, but I'm going to anyways. Let's go down here. So the goats escaped. They got in here and they ate 4 5-gallon pails of food. So I'm not very happy with the goats. The goats are actually getting me very upset. What do you, yeah, you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Yep. When one escapes, they all escape. And they eat my trees. They've been girdling my trees and everything. What do you see here, guys? You're seeing this ruin. What happened here? We had a microburst, or a mini tornado came in and blew the roof right off, 1,000-pound roof. Dogs are jumping over the fence. Goats are escaping. Chickens are going everywhere. Turkeys are looking cool. But I need to redo this fencing. This whole thing needs to get redone. And you're going to see it in the next video. I'm putting it up next. I just wanted to give you guys an updated video. I'm not going to show you anymore. You can see I'm working with gabions, 1,000-pound gabions. It's going to be a whole nother level here. We're going to be working on putting in a building that wraps around the chicken tower. And we know you guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to make our lives so much happier. We're probably never going to put the roof back up on that. I kind of just going to leave it like ruins and let the goats use it to jump up on and stuff like that. I'm not going to cap it off. The goats don't seem to mind the weather. They don't mind the full sun, so I'm not worried about that. What they don't like is the rain, so I'm going to have to do something about it. I'm going to have to put a roof building here somewhere for the goats, but not today. So you can see that's a huge project, right? You're talking about 20 of those gabions. 20 of them, 1,000. I can only do about 2 a day. And at the rate I'm going, working 2, 3 other jobs, I can only put up 1 a day. So I've got about another 15 of those to go. And then I'm putting up roof structures to hold the hay and all that stuff like that. So now you know what's going on here. We're not just ADHD or whatever. We're not just dysfunctional in that way. But we're doing it. We're getting work done, and now we have no more deadlines. We got a 6-month deadline to show progress on the greenhouse. But other than that, guys, I think I'm going to keep this video short. I hope that you enjoyed the work in the background, showing you doing that masonry work. I'm going to do a thorough video on masonry, where I show you the type of rocks that I use. I don't use every type of rock that I have here. I can't, but I have every use for every size of rock. It's kind of crazy. Any rock I can't put on top of each other gets backfilled in the walls. So I'm using all the rock. People are like, you got a lot of rock on your property, but you know what? It's only up here. So there, you know what our plans are. Hopefully everything comes to fruition as we pray for. We hope that we can do this in a certain sequence that makes sense, and that way things get done as the deadlines approach and not wait till the last 2 days before we got to get it done. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up it, please. We really like your comments. We really like your feedback and your opinions. So please go ahead and put those down in the comment box. We also welcome emails. If you're got something more personal to say to us, that's fine too. We'll get to them eventually. But until then, adios.